Hello, everyone. Uh, I we are joined here today with DG the artist.
Hello, how's it
Um,
going?
it's going great. We have some interview questions set up for you, and we should just get right ahead. There's no real reason to delay here. So, my first question is: Are you DG Cubes or are you DG the artist?
Ooh, that's a great question. I mean, right now for the sake of this interview, I'm DG the artist. I'm both though. I would say DGCubes and DG the artist are one and the same. Um, but yeah, I think nowadays I go more by DG the artist because that's what I'm putting more energy into, like YouTube wise and stuff. Creative, like creativity wise, I guess too. I'm just putting more effort into the DG the artist stuff. So yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like sort of reminds me of like Donald Glover and like Childish Gambino, like that sort of beat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm also Daniel Goodman, or I'm trying to think if I have any other usernames
Wait,
anywhere. I
Daniel
don't know.
Goodman,
Oh, way
Donald
back in the
Glover,
day. Yeah.
DG.
Oh,
Ooh,
I'm
that's
actually Donald Glover. Donald Glover's new alter ego is TG the artist. That's crazy.
that is really crazy. To those who aren't really familiar with your music, how would you describe your own music to a first time listener?
Yeah. Um, that's a good question. Yeah, I make really all kinds of music, mostly in the realm of rap. But within that realm, I sort of explore all different sides of it. So I have some like, chill introspective songs, and then I have some that are just like auto-tune trap bangers.
Yeah,
Sometimes I go into like the hyper pop bag a little bit. I have a song called Get Money that's basically pretty close to a hyper pop song.
yeah, I
And then
listened
like
to
I
that.
have a
Yeah,
song called Moonrise that's more like bedroom pop vibes. So, I kind of make whatever music I'm feeling like in the moment, but most of it is centered around like rap in one form or another. Yeah.
yeah, I can definitely tell. I remember with the Get Money, like I think the music video that accompanies that's like that's an
Yeah.
insane video, man. Um,
Thank you.
do you
Yeah.
have do you have any specific recommendations on what people should listen to first?
Ooh, that's a great question. I guess it depends on what their preferred style of music is. I would say my favorite, like more hype stuff I have is probably like Spaceship, Get Money, and Skate. I would say are like my top ones in that vibe. And then if you're looking for more chill, laid back, or like personal lyrics, I would say like Storms at Night or Obsessive or Where Did It Go are probably like my three picks. Yeah. But I actually have a playlist on I think on Spotify and on YouTube of like I think it's called DG's favorites or something. I can send you the link. And it's just like 10 songs that I think sort of like encompass my music, not having every single song I've ever released.
Yeah, it's like a nice little tasting. It's like the
Yeah.
I guess there's no descriptive like equivalent, but you know like how at restaurants like or the easiest one I can think of is like at Chili's they have like a plate. They call it like the smokehouse combo. It's like a bunch of like
Yeah.
stuff like their own classics. They put it on one plate.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I think of it
exactly.
as. Um
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Just something to get a taste of everything that I do. Yeah.
yeah. Um that leads me to my third question. So how did you start getting into producing music?
Yeah, that's a great question. It started, I would say, in high school. In high school, I really started like I mean, just listening to music in general very intentionally. Like I was really, I feel like before high school, I kind of just heard what was on the radio and didn't really have my own like playlist and stuff. But in high school, I really actively started listening to music and rap in particular. And I'm the type of person where like when I take in a certain form of media a lot, I also really want to make it myself. Like with cubing videos, I watched a lot of cubing YouTubers and then I had to make a cubing channel, things like that.
Yeah.
So in high school, I started like writing my own lyrics. Like I remember I would be like sitting on the bus on the way home and I would just like think of a funny bar or something and I'd write it down. Not necessarily intending to do anything with it. But then near like the end of high school, beginning of college, I started like more actively like trying to write full songs and like record stuff. And at first it was really like super unprofessional. I had a blue snowball mic and I was like mixing the songs in Premiere because that was all I
Oh
had
God.
for like any sort of editing.
That's yeah.
Which yeah, obviously don't do that. But yeah, like that's how it started. And that really got me hooked. I was like, this is fun. Like even if those songs weren't that good at that point, it was just so much fun to do. And then like more like second half of college, I would say I got really doing it on a more professional level. Using Logic instead of Premiere,
Yeah.
and like having a better mic and things like that, and learning more about like vocal processing. And yeah, it's been a really fun journey since then. But really, it all started just by writing down whatever random lyrics I thought of in daily life.
So this next question comes from Zach Rydell on our Instagram story. Who are
Yeah.
your biggest inspirations in music?
Who are my biggest inspirations for my music? You cut out
Yeah.
there for a second.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who are
okay.
your yeah.
That's a great question, Zach. Thanks for asking that one. I would say, depending on the specific style of music I'm making, it could be all sorts of different people, but I'll try to narrow it down to a few that I generally take a lot of inspiration from. I would say Lil Uzi Vert, J. Cole, Baby Keem, Travis Scott. I think that's probably a solid four that like I sort of take a lot of inspiration from. And then pretty much everybody I listen to has some influence on me. But yeah, those would probably be like my top four for influence. Yeah.
Is it a struggle or a fun challenge to maintain a Cuber persona while making music completely different from your Cuber brand?
Yeah, no, that's a really great question. All these questions are great. Yeah, it's been super interesting. Like it feels like a really unique challenge to be both a cuber and a rapper. Not I don't know many people who do both and are really active in both. But yeah, it's interesting. I think when I started out, like when I first made my new like DG the Artist YouTube channel, I was kind of trying to separate myself from the cubing side of content because I thought like, oh, that's what everybody's expecting, and they, like I want to show them that I can do other stuff too. But I feel like more recently I've come to accept and like be happy to show off both sides of me, in the public sphere, I guess. So yeah, like with this Minneapolis show, this is really the culmination of the cubing community and my rap music. It's like this is going to be a somewhat cubing themed show to a certain extent, while it's still based on my music. And I'm really trying to like combine both of those into something that makes sense for me as a person. So yeah, it's like I never stopped cubing. Even when I sort of like stopped making cubing content, I always kept cubing. So it's nice that like I'm feeling like now I can really lean into both of those things, like cubing and rap at the same time. But yeah.
Right, that's amazing. Funny you mentioned the Minneapolis concert.
Yeah.
My sixth question was, why are you doing a concert at North American Championship?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's actually some interesting background to this. I was thinking about doing a concert at Nationals last year in Pittsburgh. Because like I said, I mean, cubing and rap are two really important things to me. I love both of those things, and I feel like it's great to be able to combine them. I know a lot of cubers, so I know I could get people to show up to a concert at a big comp or something like that. So yeah, I was thinking of doing one at Nats last year. Originally, I was like reaching out to the organization team to see if there was a way that I could like do it at Nats, like at the venue. And that didn't end up working out. So this year, I decided to go the more independent route and like reach out to nearby venues, and see if I can set up my own thing like right before the comp. And yeah, this one really great venue, the Cedar Cultural Center, got back to me, and they were like, "Yeah, this sounds like a really cool combo of like Rubik's cubes and music." So they were down. And yeah, it feels like a nice way to bring the community together for something other than cubing, I guess. That should still be equally fun, hopefully. Um, yeah, I'm really excited for it.
My next question. This isn't my question. This is Xavier's
Hmm.
question from our Instagram story. This one's a little
Oh,
bit
hey Xavier.
complicated. So I'm going to
Mhm.
give you, if you need explanation on this question, I'll give it to you. But his question is, are there more doors than wheels in the world, or more wheels than doors?
I've heard this question before, and I'm gonna need to think about it all over again. Um, I think we're gonna need to dive into what counts as a wheel and what counts as a door, right? Like,
Yes, yeah.
Okay, because like every house has many doors in it, leading to many rooms. Every car has four wheels, but also has two to four doors.
Yeah.
Like right now, doors are in the lead, but where are the wheels? Because I know there are some places I'm missing that have a lot of wheels. Like
I mean, if you think about drawers, some of them have wheels on them. You think
that's
about it.
true. There are a lot of drawers. And it feels like a wheel is such a basic, like a much more basic thing than a door. So it feels like there would be way more, right? Like
Yeah.
what else? I'm trying to think if like, if something like a computer chip had wheels or doors in it, I feel like that would seal the deal for like either, whichever one it has, because there's so many computer chips, but I don't think
Yeah.
either, like I don't think they have either. Um,
Yeah.
what else do humans produce? I mean, does a clock? Does a clock have wheels?
I mean, I guess in their gears. I'm not sure if gears are wheels though. That's the thing. Because if gears are
Right.
wheels,
If gears are wheels, then it's got to be wheels, right?
yeah.
Because like there are so many gears in like so many
I
technological things that we've made.
I think wheels wins, but I still don't know. I'm thinking about
Uh-huh.
the doors. That's just that I mean, this was a good this
Right.
was a
Like
good question.
I'm trying to think if like my house has more wheels or doors in it, you know? Um, and it feels like it's doors, but then you're right about if drawers have wheels on them, then that's gonna like auto win.
If you think about
um,
swivel chairs, those have wheels on them. Like
I'm sitting on five wheels right now, or six, five wheels right now.
five,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah, there are a few. We have a few of those in this place. Ooh, that's tough. A mouse, like, does the mouse wheel count?
I mean, that definitely counts for sure. That's a wheel, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of computer mice in the world. I'm man, it's tough, but I think I'm team wheel.
Yeah.
What
I
are
would
you?
I
Are
would
you
say
also
so
team wheel?
too. I
Yeah,
was thinking about this question before the interview. I
yeah,
was like, man, what is the right
yeah.
answer? And it's probably wheels. I would say it's
Right.
wheels.
I think I'm team wheel, but if somebody in the comments has like a really like massive like amount of doors that like we haven't thought of, like oh, like carrots have doors on them or whatever, then I'm open to changing my mind, but we'll need
I
to have
feel like
some good arguments there.
I feel like it's a trick question though, because maybe doors have wheels on them. I don't know. We're getting too deep into this one, I think.
Yeah,
um
yeah. No, but I
anyway,
think I think I'm going with wheels. I'm going to be confident. Yeah.
yeah. Um, all right. Eighth question. We only have two more to go. We're flying through these. Um,
All
what
right.
ad yeah, what advice would you give to those starting out in the music industry or in cubing?
Ooh, or in cubing. Wow, I guess this is sort of a two-parter.
Yeah.
I'll start with cubing because I've done that way longer. Um, pardon the pun, that wasn't intended, the way long
Oh,
pun. But anyway, um, let's see. Advice to people who are starting cubing. I would say if you really want to get into like the speed cubing side of things, to try to develop good habits as early as you can. Because like it's really hard to fix bad finger tricks when you've been doing them for 10 years, but it's pretty easy to just start with good finger tricks if if you get the right resources for it. Um, so I would say, yeah, if you're trying to get into speed cubing pretty seriously, just like try to really analyze yourselves early on and get good habits. Um, and then also as far as just like cubing in general, like it's a fun thing. It should be something you enjoy. So just have fun with it. Don't stress too much about it, I would say. I think that's a big part of what's kept me cubing so long is that I just like genuinely enjoy solving cubes in my spare time, even if I'm not like getting that much faster. So um, yeah, so it's just have fun doing it. Yeah, I don't know. Before I move on to the music one, do you have any thoughts or
I mean,
advice to people starting cubing?
I guess my advice would just be, I think that's a good advice just to develop good habits early because for someone who's been
Mm.
keeping like pretty long as you, I think you would know a thing or two about that. And then just have fun. Like cubing's supposed to be fun. No one's getting no one's getting hurt. No one's crying over it. Hopefully, so
Ideally, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. No, it should be fun. Don't be upset if you don't get a PR, because then just get a PR next time.
Yeah, that's just it's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. As far as starting music, I think let me think. What advice do I have? If I could go back and do it all over again from the beginning. Um, my biggest advice is like don't get don't feel discouraged like early on. Like with any creative endeavor, you're gonna start out making trash, but it's not trash, it's important. That's like
Yeah,
sort of a mantra that I use when I'm starting something new, like it's yes, technically whatever you're making, if you're making your first song ever, it's not going to top the Billboard charts, most likely, unless you're like such a prodigy. But like, you're not going to get these like this crazy success off it. It's probably going to sound really bad. But that's the only way you can ever make something that sounds good is by pushing through the stuff that sounds really bad. And like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's the case with any creative endeavor. Like, I started my YouTube channel in 2013, filming videos on my 3DS.
oh yeah,
Like, yeah, like that's obviously those weren't good videos, like by no stretch of the imagination were they good videos, but like I kept doing it, like just push through that. And like eventually you'll figure out like, oh, I can improve this about my content, which you would never figure out if you didn't just make something to begin with. So I don't know. I see a lot of people who like say, "Oh, I've thought about like recording music, but it just seems too hard, or like I don't think I'd be good at it." And it's like, yeah, you won't be good at it in the beginning, but
yeah,
you push through, and you're gonna get there. So yeah, that would be my advice.
yeah. So my ninth question here, penultimate one. So we have DG the
Good
artist here.
work.
You're very successful, not only in just the cubing world, but also music world too. Um, what's next? Do you have anything
Ooh,
coming up? Any other endeavors,
yeah,
any
yeah.
other plans?
Well, the immediate next thing is I got a concert next week that I'm really excited for. But after that, I'm working on my next album. And I'm probably after this concert, I'm going to really put a lot more focus into like releasing new music. I've been a little off the like releasing music grinds because I've been focusing so much on doing live stuff. But yeah, I have like probably 8 songs recorded right now for my next album, planning to release next year. And then hopefully drop a couple singles before then. As far as non-cubing, non-music stuff, yeah, I mean, I guess life is going well. I'll planning to get married in the
Oh
next couple
wow,
years. That's pretty
really?
exciting. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend and I we've been dating for like 4 years now, and talking about that. So that'll be exciting. Maybe that's less of a creative endeavor, but it should be pretty fun.
It's very important though, I would
So,
say.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that'll be the next big thing in my life that's not cubing or music. But yeah, yeah, I think that's probably what's next. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's next for DG.
Yeah.
Final question. Is first of all, before we end the interview, it's great having you here. Um, go to
Thank
the
you. Yeah, it's
concert
great being
next
here.
week. It's gonna be really exciting. I'm gonna be there. You're gonna be
Yeah.
there, of course. And
Yes,
well, I know a lot of people that
sir.
are going.
I
It's
better be
gonna be
there.
yeah, oh yeah, you better. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
Uh, also make sure to listen to his music. I'll link not only just the DGD artist Spotify page, but also your YouTube channel and also the Cubing channel if you guys just want to revisit that. And final question here. Before we end off, anything you'd like to promote before we say goodbye?
Ooh, I mean, I've mentioned it a couple times already, but the number one thing, concert next weekend, if or not next weekend, next week. If you're going to be in Minneapolis for North American Champs, you should totally pull up. We've both said it a million times now, but it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. Going to be doing all my favorite songs and stuff, and some fun cubing things too. Planning to pull some audience members up on stage at some points, which should be pretty fun too. So make sure to come by and see that and maybe experience that. Um, what other stuff to promote? I guess yeah, my YouTube channel you'll link in the description. My Instagram is at the artist DG because somebody took DG the artist. Too bad. Um,
Oof.
and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Just stay tuned to the YouTube channel. I'm planning on. I started a new series recently called Get in the Car, where I just like get in the car and talk about stuff that's been going on in my life. So I guess if you enjoyed this podcast, then if you like hearing me talk, you can hear me talk more over there. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Go to the concert. Listen to his music,
Yes,
of course.
sir.
DG the artist on Spotify, the artist DG on Instagram, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. All right. We'll see
All
you
right. Thanks
guys
so much, guys.
later.